Please welcome Shoshanna Rikon from Shoshanna's Matches.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about Shoshanna's Matches. What is Shoshanna's Matches?
Shoshanna's Matches is a Jewish matchmaking service based out of Midtown Manhattan. However, we are expanding to different cities, different places like Florida, California, Vegas, different places outside of the New York area. But we've been around for about 7 years now.
So you started the business 7 years ago?
Started the business 7 years ago.
And how
But
did
before
you...
that,
Before?
I got people married a long time ago.
Okay, so tell
my
me how
blood.
you started the business and why. I want to hear that story.
Sorority sisters. Back in the day, they would get into fights with their boyfriend, and I would actually settle the fight and get them married. And and it became like very natural for me. And I'm always looking out for people, outside the service. It's just a natural instinct.
Okay, so how did you come up with the idea to start a business doing what you love? Which I think that's
Yes.
something that everybody would love to do.
I owned when I was, all right, I'm going to tell you my age. I'm 34. So when I was 24 years old, I started an employment agency. So that's about 10 years ago. And I had human resources, and I applied the human resources to the matchmaking. I loved getting people, I would get them in the door for interviews, but then all of a sudden I was more interested in their love life. And I said, you know what, let's not talk about your career. Let's talk about your love life. I'm more interested in finding out, how your date went last night, who you're going to meet tomorrow, who you're going to marry. I didn't really care about not that I didn't care, it just wasn't really for me. So I decided, 7 years ago to give up the employment and concentrate on the matchmaking.
Oh,
And
great.
I love it. And I've gotten over 54 people married.
54 people
yeah,
or 54
a little more than that,
couples?
about 50. We're about 56 actually.
Wow.
My vice president just told me. So.
And
we're at
children
50.
have been born because of you?
Yes, we have little babies crawling around Manhattan, and we have recent engagements as well. And we have people that are going on 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th dates. I mean, things are happening.
So how does it work? How does the process work? Somebody wants to be matched up. What do they do?
They come to me, I sit down with them and I interview them, but it's very informal and a lot of fun, and I really, I get to know them on a personal level. I find out, what they're interested in, their hobbies, their, because I'm a Jewish matchmaker, so we want to know their religious status within Judaism.
Okay.
Things, what their goals are in life, just really getting to know them on a personal level. Then, of course, we want to find out what they're looking for in the opposite sex. So it's very similar to what they're about. That's what I find out. And then once they leave the office, we make things happen, and we set them up either on 5 dates with 5 different people or 8. And then we get the date feedback because we are a personalized matchmaking service.
And what makes you unique from other matchmakers?
Well, I think what makes me unique is that I meet the person, and you can't get that from the internet. That's the difference between a matchmaker and a J-date, is that I'm actually looking, at their body, I'm looking at their hobbies, their interests, their goals in life, the person, I'm really getting a feel for it. And that's, there's something to be said about that because it is a personal touch. And then we actually also guarantee dates where you also can't get that from the internet. There's a lot of game players online. So that's, where I'm different from the internet. It is a little bit of a challenge because we have J-Date, we have, Match, we have all these internet websites. However, the biggest boom right now is matchmakers. There's about 3 different matchmakers that have reality shows. I'm working on it as well. I'm in talks with a producer. But, it has become a trend, to work with a matchmaker. People, prefer it. It's the way to go.
Shoshanna, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.